So I remember every single day after I got home from school, I would lie down on bed and I would search up on YouTube how to become an extrovert, how to get people to like you, how to be really good at socializing with others. And the reason why I was doing that was because I was known in school for that guy who didn't talk at all. People saw me and they're just like, oh, JJ, he doesn't talk a lot, he's not gonna talk to you. And so I experienced the problems of, it felt like a death sense not knowing how to talk to people, having awkward conversations, being alone, sitting alone every single time. And so there came to a point where I was just like, you know what? Why do I have to be bad at having conversations? Why can't I be good at it? And so I thought that my problem was, okay, my problem is that I'm an introvert. So the solution is to be an extrovert. And because this is why I started going on YouTube, how to become an extrovert. And I thought that in order to be social and for people to like me, I had to say a bunch of random things, be super loud, just be obnoxious. But in reality, I started doing this and it was the opposite. People started saying that I was annoying. People started telling me that, dude, I don't trust you whatsoever. You talk so much and you tell everybody everything. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I look back at this now and I realize that this is a huge problem that people who are trying to improve their social skills are making. You see, being really good at socializing, being likable in conversation, it has nothing to do with this extroverted energy that you want to get to. But more, it has to do with tapping into that calm, introverted energy, okay? So in this video, I'm literally going to tell you why you should not be this hyped up guy, say a bunch of things, and instead focus more towards like a calm, introverted way that actually allows you to be your authentic self, but still gets you to be really good in conversations and people actually want to talk to you in conversations. And by the way, top link in the description is a community where I literally give you my one-to-one help coaching. I literally give you videos that I don't post on here and work on you one-to-one to improve your social skills. So check that in the description. But anyways, I used to think that saying a bunch of things would get me to a bunch of friends, being the social guy, and people would stop seeing me to be the shy guy, right? But in reality, it did the opposite. And I remember there's this one time where I invited a friend to watch a game with me. This was like a sports soccer game, right? This was the Champions League. And so I remember I was watching the game, it was my team. We were playing. It was a really hyped up match. But the friend next to me, he started saying a bunch of things because he didn't know much about the game. And he started saying a bunch of things like, oh, yikes, they're going to score against you. He started being really hyped in conversation. And this guy, right, he was something, and he was somebody that told me he was trying to improve his social skills. He was trying to get the social life. But instead of that, he just started saying a bunch of things. And during that whole time, I was super annoyed. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is a prime example of just saying a bunch of things and how saying a bunch of things doesn't necessarily make you more likable in conversation. So here's what to do instead. So what you want to do, okay? You want to get into the habit of having this calm, introverted energy with just the emphasis of saying a little bit more and asking a few more questions, okay? There's a huge mistake of saying a bunch of things, being hyped in conversation, but in reality, you just want to be that calm guy in the middle. You just want to be the super chilled, laid back guy. I remember when I was in high school, there was this new kid that came, right? And for some reason, I remember all the popular girls had a crush on him. I remember he had a bunch of friends, and I remember the popular guys that I would try to hang out with and try to be friends with. They would talk about this guy, this new guy, this guy in school. Let's call him Logan, okay? So Logan, right? This guy, he was new to the school, but everybody was talking about him. But I remember when I actually got to sit with him at the lunch table. This guy was super calm. I was expecting this guy, right, to be hyped up in conversation just like every other popular guy, right? But this guy, interesting enough, he was just super calm. It's like nothing bothered him. And the reason why I'm telling you this, I look back at this now, and this is a prime example of tapping into that introverted energy, because the reality is that most people cannot pull off this super hyped up extroverted guy. Trust me, there's people who can do that, right? Who can just talk nonstop, be really hyped up, say a bunch of funny things. But the problem with most introverts is that people like me and you, we're not able to do that. There has to be some differences within us, right? So in reality, what you want to do is Don't focus on being that guy. Focus on being more of the calm guy who just says a lot, really engaging. And I know that sounds super lame, right? Because you want to be this guy who gets center of attention, the funniest guy. But trust me, it's very hard to pull it off. Maybe you can pull it off within like years and like being around a bunch of people, but most introverts cannot pull that off. So there's a huge emphasis on being calm, being chill. You just want to emphasize, take into that introvert energy, not say too many things and being obnoxious. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.